What's up, everybody? Today I have a big guest with me today, literally football royalty. My man is a former HBCU alum. He went to Fort Valley State, spent 6 seasons in the NFL, 5 with the Oakland Raiders, 1 season with the Denver Broncos, and 1 season in XFL as part of the St. Louis Battlehawks. He's only the second black man to be named an All-Pro at the punter position. My guest today is Marquette King. How you doing, man?
I'm good, man. How about you?
I'm doing excellent. I want to get straight into it. So you, as I mentioned, went to Fort Valley State. Was there any other school in Georgia or any other HBCU that it could have been that you would have went to school?
No, really. I think it was between Fort Valley State and Albany State.
Fort Valley.
So those were the 2 main schools that I had my focus on, just because I didn't do everything I was supposed to do schoolwork-wise to get into like a bigger college.
When you was growing up, what school would that have been? Like if we would have asked you at 10 years old, what school are you trying to go play football at? What school would that have been?
I don't even know. I didn't even understand how it worked. I didn't find out until toward the end.
Oh, okay. So with that being said, you going to Fort Valley State, what is it like, I guess, the support in the league when you're an HBCU alum playing in there? Is there like a brotherhood with other HBCU guys? And what does it feel like putting on for, I guess, a Fort Valley State where they may not have a player come out every year or 2? It may be 4 or 5 years between, a person being in the league. What is that like?
I mean, it's definitely like a fraternity. I feel like when it also feels good to see other players that comes from the HBCU playing in the NFL, because it's hard to make it to that point in your career period. So it's definitely nice to see other brothers like playing in the league from there. Like it's like a little group, like a little fraternity.
Right.
Because we all know that we had to go through the same things. Like we didn't have the best weight rooms or the best materials to help us get better, so we had to kind of use what we had.
Right. Now some NFL fans will remember you because you're a black punter, or maybe that you went to a HBCU, or maybe because you got, super boot when it comes to punting the ball. But me, I'm from Kansas. I'm a Chiefs fan. So I know about you in the division. And my thing is, when I first seen you, I'm thinking, who is this guy kicking the ball inside the 10-yard line, dancing on us every time he do it, though? What came up with, how did that come about, you dancing on sidelines, the little, the flag when you threw the flag down? Where did all that come from?
No, I've always been a type of person where I get excited when you spend so much time during the week working on certain things and then you execute it in the game, and it's definitely benefiting the team. It's always been a thing that I celebrate because I put so much work into it. Even when I'm at home doing nothing, like I'm constantly doing drills to just make myself better, and it just feels good to see the payoff. But I've always celebrated since I was in college. The only difference was the fact that when we were winning more games, I guess they were just trying to find more things to look at. And if you look at my very first game I ever played, like I still did that. The only difference was we just won more games the year that everybody discovered that.
Okay. And I was about to ask you, you originally went to Fort Valley State as a receiver, and then, you started doing the punting and stuff like that. If given a chance to get more playing time at receiver, would you have kept that, or would you have been like, well, I'm doing real well in this punter role? Like, would have there been a chance to go back to that?
Man, I would have stayed at punter, because I see punting as something therapeutic from, like, even now, sometimes I can get bored and I'll go to the park and just kick. It's super therapeutic, just watching the ball fly up in the air real high, watching it spin. So I enjoy doing it.
All right, and being that you play with the Raiders, I know you came there 2012, and then I think, was that Shane Leckler's last season there, 2012,
yeah.
13? So what did you get to learn from, punting under him, and then Sebastian Janikowski also being on that team? What did you learn from them?
With Shane Leckler, I learned not to kick as much. Like I used to hit over 100 balls every time I kicked, and my legs would get really tired. So one thing I learned from him was he didn't punt a lot, but when he did punt, he would punt really well. So you learn about the lesson of quality over quantity. And then with Janikowski, it was more of a mindset thing where he never depended on anybody's approval. If he was the best or not, he just knew he was the best at what he did. So that's something I took for him.
All right. As I mentioned, you were named All-Pro in 2016. I think there was only one other black man to do that. That was Reggie Roby. He did it once in 1984 and once in 1994. What is it like? Is it like an email? Did someone call you and say you've been named to the All-Pro team? What is that feeling like?
It's not really a feeling, just because like I don't know. I didn't really feel a certain type of way when I got that. It was just, I don't know. It's like me saying, I don't even know how to describe it. I just didn't really feel a certain type of way. It was just like, oh, cool, that's what's up.
So you feel like this is something you're supposed to get, that's you've been working towards, it kind of comes with it?
Not really. I mean, it's cool that I got it, but like I didn't really get excited when I was going to hit cartwheels and backflips over it, you know?
Okay. There's two specific plays I want to talk about. So one play was Week 7, 2016 versus the Jaguars. On 4th and 24, you ran for the first down. When I look at the play, the ball skips to you. Now, was that a design play for you to run for that, or did you just make something out of that?
The ball skipped to me, and I didn't have no other choice. I was going to try to kick it because I didn't feel like hearing the coach talk to me about it. But when I got ready to think about kicking, it was somebody that was so close. And I was like, all right, well, I'm just take off. And after like the third step, I just kind of blacked out. Just went for it. Ran past the 2nd-yard marker.
Okay. All right. And the second play was something that kind of went viral when you was in the XFL. 63-yard punt on the half-yard line, and then your teammate misjudged it. What is that like when on special teams, after you make a booming punt, something like that happens? Is there something you say on the sideline where you're just playing with them, or are you just kind of like a little angry, like, man, don't do that? Or what happens when things go like that?
I mean, I felt like the XFL, I had a lot of fun in it. But I mean, I feel like the player knows what he's supposed to do, and it wasn't really no point in me telling him what he needed to do, or he knew he messed up. But I mean, everybody's out there trying to give their max effort, so like you can't. Obviously, he probably thought he saw something. I mean, hopefully he didn't do it again or doesn't do it again when he plays. But maybe he thought he could make something better. He made a good decision because it kind of looked like the dude who touched the ball, but he didn't. Mm-hmm. But you can't go backwards. So
yeah, it is what it is. So when you was with St. Louis, saying you recently have put a post kind of like thanking St. Louis and the fans and stuff like that for your time there, and kind of expressing that you kind of felt a little bitter about being there, but ultimately, what did you learn from, whether it's their rules, playing in that arena, what did you learn that you think when you do get that next opportunity in the NFL that you can take?
No matter what you're going through, just stay thankful for what you got, because once you become unhappy with whatever, like don't let your situations dictate how you feel overall about the whole thing, because it can get taken away from you. And it's a lot of hard work once it gets taken away from you to get back, if you're trying to get back. But it also helped me find happiness too.
How so?
Happiness within the game.
Okay. And I see the musical instruments, seeing the YouTube. I see that you're big into the music game. You just dropped something maybe a month or two ago. Have you always been into music, or was this something you found, while you was playing in the NFL or the XFL?
I've been into it. I've been into music for a while, since I was in high school. But as far as like the recording, my voice and stuff, I got into that like 4 years ago. Because it's fun. It's like a fun way to like just vent, like however I feel about certain things. Sometimes I have my cousin help me write stuff, or he'll help write a whole song for me sometimes and give me somebody else's perspective on something. So like I just like being creative. I like artsy stuff. So.
Okay. And my last question is, how are you, besides, the daily practice and stuff like that, what other ways are you prepping yourself for an NFL return?
Just grinding, just staying on top of my workouts and stuff. What else? Just just making sure I'm focused on being happy as a person. I don't never want to go back into work where it feels like work, you know, and because it makes it unfun. But I'm just constantly, I don't know, I'm constantly watching punting stuff every once in a while, and just training.
Right. Oh, that just brought up something. Is there any punters that you see that kind of punt like how you do, or somebody you just follow all the time when they punt or something like that?
Not really, because every punter has a different style, a different way of punting the ball. So I think the best way to just be a better you is just, I mean, it's definitely like a technical type way to do it, but like the best way to be the best you is to take bits and pieces of what's supposed to be correct and add it to what you got going on to make yourself better. So like, nah, not really. I just try to do what makes me, I'm gonna do what's comfortable for me, and whatever works, I just try to work around that.
All right, man. That is all my questions. I mean, I appreciate you taking out the time to talk to me. This is real big. I got some plans. I can make this to a nice little package, you know, for my newspaper and stuff like that. But I just think it's awesome. I think you should be in the league personally. I've seen the leg. I know the damage you can do. So, you know, I'm there for you, man. I'm supporting it. Also, this kind of just off to the side. In Madden, have you ever was just like, you know what, I'm gonna put myself in that quarterback and just run this read option or something?
Hell yeah. No, I always say Derek Carr don't never start in front of me on the video game at all. He don't never start in front of me in the video game at all. So like I definitely put myself in there. But I can, as a kicker and punter, you can only go in at quarterback in the game. So like that's the only sucky part. Like, you know, I put myself at receiver if I could, but and I definitely agree with what you just said. Like I should be in the NFL right now.
All right.
Super weird, but it is what it is. All you can do is just keep pushing, keep doing whatever you got to do. Like, but the most important thing is not letting the sport of football define who you are as a person. And I think that's a mistake a lot of people have, is letting whatever they do define them, and it just messes them up when it gets taken away because they base themselves off of that and their relevance off of that one thing. So.